To talk a little about Lavara Play, since it's not here in India. So we are a subscription viewing platform which caters to ethnic minorities or the diasporic communities in Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Canada and Southeast Asia.
Rajat, how about you? You've just got perhaps one of the biggest libraries of content that exist in India. How are you seeing this opportunity with these mega players coming into space?
I think it's a very sweet spot that people like us are in. So just kind of, we've been producing films and TV shows since 1947. Third generation is a family business. About 10 years ago, we began acquiring the rights for a lot of traditional media content. Along the way, we began producing content. Today, we do about 150 to 180 minutes of content in-house for the web every day. I don't think too many people produce this amount of content.
So 3 hours of content every day is created by
Rajshri. Short form content produced by Rajshri Entertainment, and we have chosen to be the product on other people's shelves. We're a platform agnostic company. I'm very clear about that. I will not launch my own platform because then suddenly the Amazons and the Hulus and the Netflixes and YouTubes become competition. So I'm in the content space. I want to be the product on their shelves. For me, more the merrier. And today we have over 100 distribution partnerships with people whom I just named, including many Indian companies, many international companies, to whom we supply different kinds of content. As a company, we work across 5 categories. So one is entertainment, where a lot of our traditional media content comes in, and now we are producing fiction, for the web. So there's entertainment, there's music, there's lifestyle, which primarily includes food and yoga, there's kids, and there's e-news. And I think we've achieved significant scale across the board. So we have about 6.5 billion views on YouTube.
Lifetime, that would be.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, and that's growing very quickly.
Right.
And we've built a network of owned and operated channels. So we aren't an MCN, a multi-channel network, in the way YouTube defines it.
It's not worth mentioning.
Absolutely.
But so I see how about giving the audience a sense of, since you're running that scale of a YouTube business, it's always baffles people as to what's the monetization model. Yes, I see that ad and I see those annotations on YouTube videos. What does that actually amount to in monetization? So per 1,000 views or per view, what is the money that one can actually make off? And let me call that segment organic advertising, because that's coming organically with each view. And then there's branded content where you're going to pitch into brands, which
which even we
absolutely
begun work on.
So on the organic advertising,
as far as the organic advertising is concerned, on a platform like YouTube, approximately 10 to 20 paise per view is what you end up earning. It depends on multiple factors. It depends on the genre of content.
And that's at gross, and then
no, that's our share.
So that's your share. That's effectively, so YouTube pays you about 55%.
That's about 55%.
That's all 55%.
Yeah, and it depends on multiple factors. It depends on the genre of content which you have. So obviously premium content, long form content is better than a 2-3 minute Salman Khan, Sunny Leone kind of clip for my e-news business. It depends on the quarter of the year. So I always joke internally, we are halwais because we wait for that October, November, December quarter to get the maximum eCPM, which is the revenue you earn for every 1,000 views. It depends on whether your content is viewed on a desktop or a mobile. Increasingly, we're seeing more and more traffic coming from mobile. And fourthly, it depends.
Is that pushing it down or up? The mobile traffic, the
mobile traffic is shooting up.
No, but the ad rates, are you seeing the ad rates?
Yeah, the ad rates are, I would say, inching up. So I would still prefer people watching my content on desktops, but the reality is that more and more people are watching digital video content on their mobile phones. So India is a mobile first market actually. So today when we title the video to a thumbnail, it's all done keeping an Android device in mind.
So
and
just
not a desktop. And the fourth thing, sorry, for at the end, is which part of the world your video is being watched.
Absolutely, yeah.
So a view in the US is far more valuable than a view in Pakistan.
Which is exactly why I want to move to Anand, because that's a lot of Bollywood content. So the bulk of your viewership will come from India, I would imagine, and then Indians consuming abroad, which would be some segment of that. So because Rajat's got a lot of content that might be consumed internationally, this ad rate that effectively 10 to 20 paise per view, does that hold true for even the content that you do, or do you see lower?
We claim their video, which means the video can remain on your channel, but the video belongs to us. All the money, those 1 million.
That's beautiful, because
comes to us.
The content owner has got spoofed the video to make the money on the spoof.
So I didn't pay them anything. In fact, we claimed that video and every single rupee then flew to us.
Okay.
So FYI, we were married to all the subscribers. That was done for the promotion
We
of the
certainly
film.
didn't ask them to pull it down because
Okay.
I think there is a certain freedom on the
This is-
internet which should be respected.
But you guys missed that in all of that, what Anand just said, because he said something interesting. So Rajat's happy because they claimed the monetization on that content, which I don't know how many million views it did, but was a few tens of thousands of rupees. Wouldn't have made a difference to Premnath Empire. But interestingly, what was a valuable thing that Anand would have got out of that is when you do this and you still don't. So people ask the question, what am I actually getting out of this? He would have grown maybe 500 or 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. And those subscribers are valuable assets for all future content. So it's actually, in e-com, you're paying up to 4,000 rupees to acquire a customer, and that's called cost of customer acquisition. It's a killer. It's what burns out most e-com companies. This is free cost of customer acquisition, because that subscriber sits on Anand's channel. So it's actually quite a symbiotic kind of a relationship where you're not licensing rights. He's claiming it, and then some. So you had a question, let's quickly take that, because this is a burning issue. Or they can choose to monetize it. And so in this case, it chose to monetize it. And so the money flows from YouTube to them from all the advertisers. Although the advertising is running on Anand's channel, the money is redirected via YouTube to them. But the subscribers who click subscribe are on Anand's channel, on Should They See Indians, or Should They See whatever. And so that intangible asset is a valuable piece, and which is why it makes sense to continue to do stuff like this in the model. So I'm going to quickly, this is the problem of having, a large number of panelists. Coming back to you, Anagha and Anuj, but quickly, our comic, over to you. Yeah.
So I'll just say that in India, while almost 1 million people watched our first video way back by 25th February 2012, but those idiots took almost 3 years to click a button called subscribe, which is for free. So, and this is something that I told in YouTube FanFest as well, that you guys, I don't think we should be very grateful to you because you took 36 months while you finished watching us in 6 days.
This is what happens when you raise $10 million.
It's a great point. It's a great point. We have 2.2 million subs on our main channel,
Yeah.
and a lot of people have told me that we haven't clicked on subscribe because we don't know how much we'll be charged.
Yeah.
So in India, you equate the word subscribe with money. So
That's a gift that the mobile VAS business gave to the diaspora.
Across YouTube a number of times, and you must say subscribe free.
Yeah.
No, but I think in India, the fans, the people who have subscribed to us, see what happens is the experience is very inward.
That your audience is the Indian audience, whether domestic or diaspora. But the digital business allowed me to appeal to an audience across the world. So, for example, in food, which is a segment we've kind of really cracked, we just launched our 6th channel, which is an Arabic language channel for Indian food, called Al-Matbakh Al-Hindi. I hope I got the pronunciation right. So it really means kitchens of India, kitchens from India. And so it allows you to think global.
I'm sorry to cut you off there, but we want to open it up to the audiences for questions. Maybe quickly, go ahead, man.